I do believe, yes, for officer safety, they do have the right.
Doesn't there have to be reasonable suspicion that the person committed a criminal offense or violated a law?
As I don't know the law exactly.
What lawful basis was there for you to ask for her ID?
I don't know.
In order to detain somebody, what do you have to have legally? Do you know?
I do not know the law legally.
Okay.
In a quiet corner of Cook County, a seemingly routine incident spiraled into a shocking display of ignorance within the ranks of law enforcement. This is the story of Samantha, known as Pink Camera Magic on YouTube, and her encounter with two cops who don't know the law. It all began when Samantha stood outside the Cook County courthouse, her camera in hand, recording the imposing structure before her. Lieutenant Malazzo, a 20-year police veteran, confronted Samantha, asserting that recording the courthouse was prohibited by a judicial order. Samantha's request to see the order triggered a sequence of events that would later be deemed unlawful.
Hey, ma'am, you know this is a public building?
Exactly, that's why I'm recording it.
It's also a court facility?
Yep.
Which there is a judicial law or judicial order that says that you cannot tape this building.
Can I see that order?
Yes, come on in. We're going to check your IDs too.
Oh, no, I'm not going in.
Oh, yeah, no. We're going to run you too.
No, that's all
We're
right.
going to get your name. We're going to do a report and everything. So come on in.
No.
No, yeah, you're going to come in now.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
Because right now you are doing something suspicious.
That's not a reason to detain anybody.
Well, it is for Dana. Come on.
It's really not.
Let's go
so
inside
I'm just going
now.
to stay here and continue recording.
Okay. You're going to come in and we're going to find out who you are and what you're doing here.
No, you're not.
Okay. All right, who's got cuffs? She does not want to go agreeably.
Samantha's refusal to provide her ID raised a critical question. What lawful basis did the officers have for this demand? Before a police officer can properly stop a person and ask for identification, the officer must have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has occurred. In the beginning, Lieutenant Malazzo said this.
Hey, ma'am, you know this is a public building?
Exactly, that's why I'm recording.
It is stated clearly that taking photographs and video of things that are plainly visible in public spaces is a constitutional right, and that includes transportation facilities, the outside of federal buildings, and police and other government officials carrying out their duties. Recording in public is not a crime nor a reasonable suspicion to detain someone.
Okay.
I'm being detained for just taking pictures of the building.
Yes, ma'am. You're doing something suspicious and we need to know who you are and why you're doing it. Okay?
Are you familiar with the First Amendment?
Yes. I am.
Really?
Let's go in. Come on.
Wow.
I tried to do this nicely.
To demand someone's ID, there must be reasonable suspicion of a criminal offense. Samantha's recording of a public building didn't meet this criterion. The officers' actions escalated as they detained Samantha, citing vague suspicions as their justification. Officers should have known that mere suspicion doesn't warrant detention. It must be based on specific, articulable facts. In a disturbing turn of events, the officers mocked Samantha after she invoked her right to remain silent.
Lawyer.
Okay, call your lawyer.
That includes my camera as far as consent.
It's already on.
Are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment?
Oh, great. Why do we always get the crazies?
I don't know. Did you delete my footage?
Do you want to cooperate or not?
I'm remaining silent.
This is your choice. You can either give us an ID so that we can do a report on this and find out who you are, or we're going to take you in front of the presiding judge. He's going to hold you in contempt, which means that he can hold you for as long as he wants.
I'm remaining silent.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Yes.
We're going to probably take her in front of the judge.
Okay.
He's going to hold her in contempt for, I think right now he's doing 90 days.
Okay.
So, is that okay with you?
Remaining silent.
Okay, but you realize you're going to go to Cook County Jail for 90 days.
Remaining silent.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you have an option. All you have to do is show us an ID so that we can do a report, and we'll let you go on your way.
I have an option?
Okay?
We told you that before.
Because right now you're just obstructing.
I'm in the elevator right now.
Obstructing what?
You're obstructing us from doing our job.
I'm remaining silent.
All right, cuff her. Let's get her purse.
Ken.
Get her stuff.
I don't consent to searches.
Well, we don't care anymore.
Mocking a person's legal rights is unacceptable and unprofessional conduct for law enforcement officers. Samantha's camera was confiscated, and the situation intensified as Lieutenant Malazzo insisted on her providing an ID. Samantha's decision to remain silent led to an ultimatum from the officers: provide an ID or face detainment in front of a judge. Samantha was handcuffed and arrested, sparking a legal battle that would expose the officers' egregious actions. Arresting someone without a valid reason is a clear violation of their constitutional rights. During the deposition, Lieutenant Milazzo's lack of legal knowledge became painfully evident.
What would you do if one of those people said to you, what's the difference between arrest and detain? What would your answer be?
Call legal.
Mr. Gorman, seated to your left?
No. Sheriff has their own legal.
Oh, okay. Their own legal who helps them understand things like the difference between arrest and detain?
Yes.
Gotcha. Was there a lawful basis to handcuff her?
Yes.
Okay, and what was that lawful basis?
Officer safety.
Are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment, by the way?
Vaguely.
What does it say in your own vague terms?
No illegal search and seizure.
Right, unless there's...
Probable cause.
Or...
That's about all I know.
Okay, all right, good enough. You said that's about all I know.
Lieutenant Milazzo's inability to comprehend basic legal concepts left a trail of unanswered questions.
All right, now, there was somebody else who asked you the same question that I just asked you about your familiarity with the Fourth Amendment, who's in this room right now. Do you know who that person was? My client. Ms. asked you that, didn't she?
I don't recall.
She asked you, are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment? You don't remember that?
No. Well, it's already on.
Are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment?
Oh, great. Why do we always get the crazies?
I don't know.
If I tell you that your answer was, oh great, why do we always get the crazies? Would you dispute that?
No.
Does that sound like something you would say to somebody?
That's something I did say that day, yes.
So you remember saying that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember saying that in response to the question, are you familiar with the Fourth Amendment?
No, I just remember saying it.
Why is it that you felt she was one of the crazies?
When people act in a way that is not in their best interest.
How is she acting that was not in her best interest?
Well, at any time, all she had to do was identify herself. We could have done our report and everything could have gone the own.
Is there a law that requires people to identify themselves when requested by law enforcement?
I don't know.
Have you ever read anybody the Miranda rights?
No.
You've never read anybody their Miranda rights?
No.
Even the fundamental Miranda rights seemed foreign to Lieutenant Milazzo. This shocking revelation cast doubt on his qualifications as a law enforcement officer. Both officers struggled to provide coherent responses, leaving their actions further exposed as unlawful. Officer Larson's deposition revealed similar shortcomings in her understanding of the law.
Is it against the law to take pictures of a courthouse from outside?
No, not that I know.
Okay. Is it lawful to arrest somebody for taking pictures outside of the courthouse,
No, not that I know.
Okay. Are you familiar with this case at all?
Which case?
The case that brings us here today, that you're testifying in?
Yes.
Okay, and in a nutshell, what's the case about?
I would say that Amanda is, I guess I called you to say that she was outside videoing when she shouldn't have been. So she's saying we violated her amendment rights.
You're correct. When you say when she shouldn't have been, what does that mean? Was she doing something wrong?
Just something unusual, what us as officers would consider unusual.
In order to detain somebody, what do you have to have legally? Do you know?
I do not know the law legally.
Police officer goes over to somebody on the street. Let's call the person Mr. Plaintiff.
Okay.
Police officer goes to Mr. Plaintiff and says, hey, let me see your ID. And Mr. Plaintiff says, no. Is the officer now allowed to put Mr. Plaintiff in handcuffs and detain him?
I do believe, yes, for officer safety, they do have the right.
Doesn't there have to be reasonable suspicion that the person committed a criminal offense or violated a law?
Because I don't know the law exactly.
Lieutenant Milazzo's inability to grasp crucial legal concepts raised serious concerns about his competence. As the depositions continued, the officer's lack of legal knowledge painted a disturbing picture.
You just said that he asked you for the memory card because he wanted to delete the pictures. Is that your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. And if he were to testify at some point in time that he absolutely, categorically did not delete those pictures, then would you want to change your answer as to whether you or one of your people did?
I'm going to object, calls for speculation.
No one had custody of the camera but me.
Okay. Would it have been lawful for you to delete her pictures?
I don't know.
What do you think? Are you allowed to go over to people's pictures and delete them?
No.
Without a court order?
No.
Right. That would be a violation of which amendment, do you know? What do you do if somebody says they want to talk to a lawyer and you have them in handcuffs?
We allow them to call a lawyer.
Do you keep asking them questions?
It depends on the case.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Tell me the case in which you would continue to ask questions of somebody in custody after they ask for a lawyer.
If we're doing an investigation, we're going to ask.
I got you. Okay. Do you know which amendment it is that allows people to demand a lawyer? Do you have any idea?
No.
When you arrest somebody, do you have to advise them that they have the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Do you have to advise them that they have the right to an attorney?
Yes.
Do you have to advise them that if they cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided to them?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what if somebody says, yes, I want to talk to an attorney? Do you get to keep asking them questions? Or do you have to call a lawyer for them before you want to ask any more questions?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if you're allowed to keep asking questions of somebody in custody after they ask for a lawyer?
No.
How long have you been employed at Cook County Sheriff's?
27 years.
27 years. I imagine you only became a lieutenant recently?
No.
How long ago did you become a lieutenant?
22 years ago.
You've been a lieutenant for 22 years and you don't know the Miranda rights?
Yeah.
Samantha's legal battle against Cook County remains ongoing, but her case has already exposed a staggering level of ignorance within the ranks of law enforcement. In a world where knowledge of the law is paramount, this case stands as a stark reminder of the importance of upholding citizens' rights and holding those responsible for their actions accountable. If you want to watch more police cam stories, subscribe and turn on notifications for more. Enjoy the next video.